So today is gonna be another why I suck at being a human being. I wanna talk about some really bad concert experiences I've had, and not bad like the performer was bad or anything. All these performances I went to were amazing, but there were some awkward things that happened. Really awkward. The first one is when I went to a Fifth Harmony concert. I've been to a few, and I went to one at Best Buy Theater, and this was like a few months ago. It was after their album came out. Pretty much I talked my way into the VIP section, and not like the VIP, like the paid VIP. I mean like the VIP viewing area, and the only way you can get in there is like if you somehow have connections to either Fifth Harmony or like to the Best Buy Theater. So I actually met Allie's dad there, and most of these people had connection to like head security or whatever it was. So it was like primarily older people, like adults and maybe like some really little children. So it was the stage and then the audience, and on the two sides, I was on one of the sides, and it was like raised above, and so everyone in the crowd could see us, and we were really close to the stage. So Fifth Harmony's performing, and it is insanely loud in here. Like you can't talk to the people around you because they won't be able to hear you. You have to yell like into their ear for them to hear you. So at one point, I turned to my friend Lindsay, who I was there with, and I just screamed, "Wow, I'm so gay!" And like I legitimately screamed this. But what I wasn't expecting is that the song that Fifth Harmony was performing ended right as I was saying that, so everybody heard me. And I mean everybody. The entire theater was quiet because it's one of those endings where it was just like ends and it's silence and then it's cheering. But I just, you know, happened to say it once it went silent. Everybody looked at me. Everyone around me was just like, this has got to be like one of my more awkward moments. So that was mortifying, and I was like a few feet away from the stage, and you know how stages are obviously elevated? I was elevated at the stage level, possibly within earshot of the girls, so they might have heard me. So that happened. Last September, I went to go see possibly my favorite, if not my favorite, like one of my favorite bands, 21 Pilots. So I went in with like 3 or 4 people. So my friends were in front of me. And then I saw the first 2 acts, you know, the opening acts. And I was probably like the 3rd row or something. It's like a general admission standing pit at Terminal 5. And it was so hot. Everyone was sweating like crazy. And you know, the guards, like the security guards, thought it would be a smart idea to just pour water all over us. No. So not only are people soaking wet in sweat, but now they are also drenched in water. And we are all pressed up against each other. I've been to a lot of concerts, but I've never been to one with the crowd that bad. Everyone was literally swaying, and it wasn't just like little sways, it was like we would get pushed over to one side and I'd lose my balance and I'd almost fall, and people were like tipping and like moving, and I slowly got pushed away from my friends. I got pushed maybe like 2 or 3 rows behind the people I was with, and I somehow ended up next to an extremely sweaty, shirtless guy. Everyone has their own like personal definition of hell. I think mine might be this situation, being hot, sweaty, wet, pressed up against other people, and I was like getting like squished in, and I was getting hit. Like people were like waving their arms, and so I was getting hit like crazy. 21 Pilots was like about to come out, and like their music was playing. It got so bad that I had to leave. In a minute or 2, or maybe even less, into their set, I tried to get out of the crowd. There is not a lot of light. I'm in the middle of the crowd, squished in between people. I can barely stand because I'm being pushed so much. Trying to get out of there was one of the worst experiences ever. So I finally made it to one side, and I'm trying to stop myself from having a panic attack because I'm very claustrophobic. One of the worst things, I think, is the feeling of being trapped or not being able to get out of somewhere. I was trying to calm myself down, and I was literally about to break down, and I said to myself, like I thought to myself, like, get it together, get out of this crowd, and then you can freak out. But right now, you need to have your entire brain focused on strategizing on how to get out of this crowd. So I make it to the end, and there's barricades up, so I can't get out. And so I start pleading to the security guard to let me out. So I walked down a little bit, and they opened up the barrier there. And by the end of the show, everybody that I was there with was lifted out of the crowd. I ended up staying for the whole show, but I watched from a lot farther away. Back in 2012, I flew out to Chicago to see and meet Demi Lovato. And I was waiting outside to go in for the meet and greet. And I saw there was a really cute boy. And I was just staring at this boy. Like, that's probably insanely weird. I was also in 8th grade when this happened. I was just staring at him, and I was under the influence that I would never see this kid again. Like, I'm at this concert and he just happens to be going to a VIP thing. Like, I'm probably not gonna see him again, so I'm just staring at him. And then I go to my seat, and my dad didn't get a seat next to me because I bought the VIP, and I think the VIP came with a ticket or whatever. So my dad ended up sitting out like by the grass or something. So I get to the section I'm sitting in, and I see the boy, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, no, my seat's not next to him, that's not possible. And then as I'm looking at the rows as I'm walking towards my row, and I'm just like, shit. My seat was right next to him. Like, what are the odds of that? So it was just like, you know, hey, random guy that I was staring at pretty intensely in line, what's up? How are you? That was so uncomfortable, but he was very cute. I really don't know why this always happens, like why I have so many awkward encounters and experiences, and I get thrown into so many situations and do so many awkward things. I just think me and socializing aren't really the best of friends. So have you guys ever had any awkward concert experiences? Leave me a comment down below because I really want to know, and I want to feel like less of a fail. But that is it for this week. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a nice big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below, and I will see you guys next week. Bye! We can find our desires. Also, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone for getting my last video to, I think it's at 1,200 views or something like that. That's awesome, and that means so much to me, so thank you guys so much. And also, I hit 150 subscribers! Yay! It makes me so happy. It's awesome to think that there are over 150 of you guys. It really does mean the world to me. So thank you guys so much. I love you all so much. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day.